him and they have said, we will give you X amount of dollars to frack. Now, there are women in the audience who have said, shut up, shut up, shut up. But I will say, my father owns this land. And they have come to him and they have said, we will pay you X amount of dollars to frack. Now, my father doesn't want to frack. We grow food for most of the people in this community. He doesn't want to frack, but he needs money because all of us in this community to survive need money.
So we're going to get...
This is the question.
What is your question?
This is the question. If you do not want my father, who owns land in this community, to frack, who in this community are willing to give my father the same amount of money to not frack his land as they would to frack his land?
Well, it's a very, very, very difficult question. And the truth of the matter is, it's not just, this dilemma is not just here. You know, this dilemma is all over West Virginia and Pennsylvania, and people have got a gun to their heads financially speaking. You know, they offered Pat Farnelli exactly what she needed to on her mortgage payment, and they were going into foreclosure to frack, $50 an acre. And the truth is, that state of economic decay was brought about by very similar kinds of people who did the exact same thing with the banking industry and mortgages and loans. We know the plan. The plan is, take your stuff some way. But let me just explain. Let me go on to something. There is a way to lease for solar. There is a way over a 20-year time period that you can actually lease that land for solar. You can actually still farm. You can graze underneath it. It doesn't permanently toxify your land. You get a financial reward from that.
Could you lease for wind as well?
Payment.
Can you lease for wind as well?
You can lease for wind. I know more about leasing for solar, especially in places where actually people are living. But what I will say is that you can do that. Now, the real trick to this, what we really need is to be able to sell that power at the right price to the grid. So there are some nuances here, but those possibilities exist. And those, I would love to see renewables be the thing that revitalizes the economy. It can happen. Do you know that the fossil fuel industries get up $113 billion in subsidies a year? They're the richest companies in the world, and the U.S. government is giving them $113 billion.
Last weekend, Germany hit 50%.
Right. Germany, 50% of their electricity use in solar. Enough for 20 nuclear power plants. In Germany! There's more sun in New York than there is in Germany.